Hi guys, and welcome to March's Wayne video. Diego, are you gonna go in there? You've got to just sit down in there. Oh my god, what a month it has been. It has been a month of hardly any food and lots of shedding and lots of mating behaviour. So the feeding situation, I offer them food like I normally would, but they've been pretty much refusing. It's been that annoying thing where on occasions they look like they're interested, they start stalking it, and then they get up close to it, it's as if they sniff it and then they're like, no, I don't want that anymore. And I'm sure a lot of you have the same thing going on. Infuriating. And usually I don't have this problem with Diego at all during this time of year, but he has also been refusing food, which is very strange for him, and I do think he has lost quite a bit of weight, so we will see soon. Also, the shedding situation, like Diego's just shed again and I have to get this all off his feet. All of the geckos have been shedding very often, probably down to the fact they are losing a lot of weight, and because they're not really eating, they're not getting all the nutrients they would normally require. So their shedding hasn't been particularly successful. It's been very like getting bits and pieces stuck to their feet. So you'll see a lot of that today. And mating behaviour. Nearly every morning I wake up, not every morning, like a few times a week, I wake up to Diego doing a mating display where he will wag his tail very quickly to attract females. So the poor guy's trying his hardest, but he has had no luck so far. We're in a slightly different setting here today. You might be able to see my little greenhouse. It's got some succulents in, some aloe. They will hopefully be in my first leopard gecko's natural tank. I'm working towards that. Hopefully we'll have that done in April, but we shall see. So let's get down to the main question. Diego was 102 grams last month. I think he has lost some weight. It wouldn't surprise me if he's in his 90s. Let's have a look. Wow, okay, he is 90 grams. So in a month, he's lost 12 grams. I knew he looked slimmer. Oh, Diego, so annoying. He did eat a waxworm the other day, but only one. I tried him with Morio worms and mealworms last night. He wasn't interested. I'm not sure. I don't think he was interested in crickets either. So it's been a real struggle with him. And with the diagnosis we got with Isla, I did think maybe I should test my other geckos. I don't know how much that would cost. But just because they are all off of their food, and I am slightly worried. And losing 12 grams in a month is insane. So I might have to try Rapashi grub pie with him. Although I will say, back in maybe February or something, I did try it with him and he just completely turned his nose up. I think sometimes it can smell quite strong and they just hate it. So I'm not quite sure what to do with Diego. That is slightly worrying. Next up we have Miss Gizmo. So I was just looking at my notes on feeding and I found that Gizmo has only eaten... Hello Gizmo! Look at your little face! She's only eaten one waxworm and one Morio worm this entire month, and that was actually at the end of this month. So once again, it has been one of those months. And with the females, I don't get too concerned because I know this is their cycle, this is what they do, but I do feel like Gizmo not so much, but Minnie looks a lot slimmer. So I don't know. Once again, she has recently shed, like I think the same day as Diego, so I have to get toes off of... Not toes. What? I'm speaking very fast today. I have to get the skin off of her toes. Yes. Now, last month she was 64 grams. I think she could easily be 60 grams. And another thing I noticed she did last night is if you've ever seen my like 10 signs your gecko's going to lay an egg or something, and I talk about leakage, last night I picked her up and she leaked on me. Now, I don't actually know if she's carrying eggs. I'll quickly check. So I have checked and she looks like she's carrying eggs. It's very pink down there, but I couldn't see for sure. But we shall weigh her now. She was 64 grams last month. Sorry, Gizmo. She is 59, it just dropped. 59 grams, so she's lost 5 grams. But because she has started to eat near the end of this month, I'm hoping she'll eat a bit more in April. But who knows? I just hope she doesn't lose too much more. Quick side note, I just put Gizmo away and I was writing in her notes. If you look, last year, February, 64 grams, and March, 59, right? And just here, if we look, February, 64, March, 59. So she's actually on schedule. If we look at her schedule, in April she dropped to 55, and then by May, early May, she laid an egg. Will this happen this year? We'll have to wait and see. Next, I thought we would whack out a crested gecko. Lyra. Lyra's actually not even fully fired up right now. When she's fully fired up, she is like pitch black and bright orange, but she's sort of halfway there. I'm never worried about Lyra's weight. She absolutely loves her food and she's a very big crested gecko. I mean, I say very big, but I've heard that crested geckos can be like in their 60s, like, or 80 grams. I don't know how big they are, like, they would be massive compared to Lyra probably, but I always feel like she's a good weight for like her size. And last month she was 44 grams. I don't think she would have changed too much. Let's quickly check. She also has a massive tail as well. Maybe it's because I have Isla and Isla always seems so small. So Lyra is big to me, but she is 45 grams. I say it so commonly. 45. White governor? That's how I sound, don't I? Anyway, 45 grams, perfect weight. Right, next up is Ziggy. By the way, if I seem like I'm talking very quickly or it's very rushed, it's because whenever I edit these videos, I always have to cut so much out because I don't like them to be too long because I don't really know if people like them. So I just sort of rush through these. But next we have Ziggy, and Ziggy is basically with Diego right now. I don't know if you know this, but they're sort of an item. The other night I let Diego see her through the glass and her face was so cute. And it's because Diego will scratch at his glass, Ziggy will, and if I let them out, obviously individually, Diego will always want to walk towards the area where Ziggy's tank is, and Ziggy will always want to walk towards the area that Diego's tank is in. So I think they're communicating through pheromones. They know each other somewhere in this room, and every year I have this thing that I like to call the breeding dilemma, where I'm like, maybe I should let them meet each other. Maybe they should just breed, get it out of their system. I'll raise the babies. It'll be okay. And I'm like, no, you don't actually have room, and we can't be 100% sure how many eggs she'll produce. If leopard geckos only produced 2 eggs and that was it, fine. But first time breeders can lay 8 to 10 eggs. And although obviously I could sell them, I just get far too attached to things. And so I'd have to probably keep them all, which would be impractical really. And I'd probably have to make them all girls so they could all live together. And we all know what happens with girl reptiles, and that would be so stressful. So yeah. Okay, goodbye Ziggy. So I always have this thing where I think, oh, maybe I should let them meet, maybe, you know, they can breed. But it's a responsibility after that, and raising them all, and oh, I could not deal with that. I would love to raise like a reptile from an egg, that would be amazing, but yeah. Sorry, I'm just getting her paper. So, last month she was 83 grams. Like Gizmo, the only thing she's really eaten is, I think, a waxworm, possibly a Morio worm, but I'm not sure. She really hasn't eaten, but in the past, looking at her weight history, she's always been quite good at holding on that weight, even though she doesn't eat. So let's get her back in the middle. Wow. She's actually 73 grams. And I don't think she looks very slim in comparison to what she looked like before. So this is quite shocking, actually. She's lost 10 grams. And the last leopard gecko today is Minnie. Now, Minnie, I am more worried about because she looks slimmer, and yet she's been the leopard gecko that's eaten the most this month. I feel with leopard geckos there are no rules. You can have a gecko that doesn't eat and will hold on weight perfectly fine, and you'll have a gecko that eats loads and yet loses loads of weight. So last month she was, let me have a look, 65 grams. I really hope that she hasn't lost too much. As I said, she has been eating. So let's pop this on. 61. So, I guess she hasn't eaten as regular as a leopard gecko would. like how you would hope. If you see my feeding and supplementing schedule, you'll see what I mean. But she has been eating a lot more, so I'm going to keep on that, keep her weight up. I think her tail needs to be plumper. But where is she going now? She's actually, there she is. But yeah, it's not too bad. And actually, I was just looking at her notes, and last year 65, and then she dropped to 59. So actually, looking to this year, she's actually doing fairly well for herself. And our last gecko today is Isla, and there's a good reason she is last, because obviously I didn't want her to infect all my other geckos. So if you don't know, she has been having treatment because she's got salmonella. This is all explained in the Isla diagnosis video. But this month she wasn't eating before she got her medicine, and then she's had her medicine for nearly 2 weeks now, and I have to say her activity levels have risen. She's really strong, really active, really alert, so I'm happy with that. As you can see, she still has quite a bloated belly, which is very annoying, but it is very soft and squishy. It's not hard, it's not impacted, I just don't know. But since being on the medicine, she's actually had 2 full-on meals of Pangea, so she's eaten some Pangea. She hasn't finished her dish, but she never has, but she has actually eaten, so that's good in my book. Now last month she was 40 grams, which is the heaviest she's ever been, so it wouldn't worry me if she was in her late 30s, like that would be fine. I'm not too worried about her, I'm just more concerned about her recovering from the situation and eating properly, and she seems to be doing that now, so I'm happy with that. So let's quickly weigh her. Oh, she's 40 grams still. You would not believe it, would you? Like, you have one gecko that is being treated for something, and she doesn't really eat, and yet she is a really good weight. Like, as I said, with geckos, there are no rules. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Next time you see Isla, it might be when she gets her second set of results back, because we have another week of medicine, then we have to send off some poop, and then usually just after a week or so you get those results back. So that will be interesting. Hopefully she has recovered from that. But as I said, like, so far she is so much more active than she has been in the last nearly year. So it's really good to see. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and goodbye.